Welcome to The Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Jill Bauer, PR Manager for Shores and Islands, Ohio. We bring you The Shoreline every week to give you the inside scoop on what's happening here in our island and coastal communities. July episodes of The Shoreline are brought to you by The Emporium at Market Street, a low-cost, inclusive marketplace designed to uplift local entrepreneurs, farmers, and artists by providing an accessible platform to showcase and sell their work. Whether you're a first-time vendor or a seasoned grower, The Emporium offers a welcome environment for all, fostering economic mobility, artistry, and neighborhood pride in the heart of downtown Sandusky. Opening later this month. Look them up on Facebook and Instagram. And we're going to learn a little bit more about the Emporium in just a minute. But first, a quick reminder about the Shores and Islands Ohio social media platforms. Megan chatted with us a bit last week about what she's doing over there and the ways you can experience the region's attractions and beautiful sights both before and after visiting. And we do have our photo contest running right now through Labor Day. All you have to do to enter is tag us in your photo entry when you post it to your account, or if you prefer to remain private, just send us a DM with your photo in it. We're looking for photos of you, your friends, or your family with some of the iconic photo spots throughout the region that feature the Lake Erie love. We've got a couple of Lake Erie love signs around the region. We've got several Adirondack chairs at different locations. Of course, there's the amazing mural on our Sandusky Welcome Center downtown. Maybe spot Vanna, one of our mobile visitors unit, the van that'll be out and about at different local events. Or you can get your picture with the OG Wiley the Walleye, which is located at our Port Clinton Welcome Center. 3 selected photos will win a prize package valued at $100. You can DM Megan on our social accounts if you need those exact locations so you can find a spot for your selfie. And of course, you can find all the links to our social accounts at our website at shoresandislands.com. Today's guest is Alan Chicotel, CFO of The Emporium, who brings more than financial expertise. He brings a deeply personal connection to Sandusky's history. As a young boy, Alan delivered newspapers for the Sandusky Register, a formative experience that tied him to the city's pulse. In December of 2024, he and his wife, Mimi Chicotel, came full circle by purchasing the very building where those papers were once printed. Today, that same building is being reimagined as a center for local commerce, culture, and opportunity, which I can't wait to hear more about. Alan's professional journey spans more than 2 decades of financial leadership across multiple industries and some very well-known firms. He currently serves as Director of Accounting at Restaurant 365, a leading software provider for the restaurant industry. And since 2018, Alan and Mimi have been actively investing in the revitalization of downtown Sandusky through multiple real estate developments with a shared mission to bring long-term value and inclusivity to the area. So I can't wait to learn more. Welcome to the Shoreline, Alan.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Not bad.
Good. Well, so for our listeners who haven't heard of it yet, what is the Emporium? It's kind of a loaded question. It's a big thing. What is the Emporium at Market Street? What makes it unique?
So what we're attempting to build is somewhere that's an inclusive marketplace that's designed for local entrepreneurs. We're only going to be charging starting at $12.50 a day for people to rent a full-size table to sell whatever goods that they have.
Oh, wow.
Farmers market type artists, entrepreneurs, anything that you have that you would like to go and try and get out there. We're trying to bring a low entry cost barrier place for them to do it.
So why was affordability such an important priority when you launched this business?
For me, I grew up in Huron in Sandusky, Ohio, and I grew up, say, very poor outside. We didn't have very much. We didn't have a way to start something of our own, and everybody has something that they're passionate about, something that they would have loved to have tried. And most times it's money that stops you from doing it. So we're trying to give people an outlet.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So who are you attracting as far as vendors go for the Emporium?
For now, the ones that we do have expressed interest, there are people who do T-shirt printing, that do promotional product type ideas. We also have a tattoo artist that's excited to join us.
Oh, wow.
We have one separate section, which is completely health code, up to code with the health code and the department and ready to go for I guess, personal care booths, would be a good way to put it. So hair care, skin care, tattoos. So that'll be one part of it. And then there's a convenience store. One thing that we've noticed in downtown Sandusky is there's not a lot of options to get decent, healthy food. We've got gas stations and drive-thrus, and
Right.
there's no grocery store left. So we're trying to bring an option for that as well.
That's awesome. So who do you think is your target customer? Who do you think will be the Emporium is designed to serve?
We're designing it to serve actual downtown Sandusky and Sandusky's residents. And that's who we want to be able to sell there. And now, obviously, we're going to love the foot traffic that comes with being in Sandusky. 3 million visitors a year coming through for our water parks and amusement parks. And that's the audience we want to sell to.
So those folks will be attracted to the market as well. What kind of atmosphere are you trying to cultivate for the shoppers that visit?
The entire thing is going to be themed around a 1920s, roaring 20s Art Deco extravaganza.
Very cool.
Yeah, so the design, totally my wife. I'm a money guy and a numbers guy. I have no artistic talent to save my life.
You wouldn't know it by looking at the designs that I've seen for the building.
That is all my wife. She is amazing. Mimi is definitely the driving force behind this. Everything that she's got right now is going to be gorgeous. So one half of it is going to be kind of like classic car garage themed. And the other half is the roaring 20s Art Deco.
So it was mentioned a little bit in the intro, but tell us a little bit more about why you chose the Sandusky Register building, the former home. Well, I guess it's still partly home to the newspaper, correct?
Yes, and that was a big part of us buying it, is we wanted the Register to stay there. We still wanted that local newspaper to be in our city. I grew up with the Register. I delivered it for 5 years, I believe, on my 10-speed with my giant basket on the front. I happened to learn just through a networking event with actually the Greater Sandusky organization. We were at an event there where somebody happened to mention, I heard the Register was selling their building. And it was just, I don't know, it was just something just lit up. And my wife and I actually stopped and parked out in front of the building that night and stared at it and saying, we can do this.
So you have purchased the building, you're repurposing, a historic building in downtown Sandusky, which I think kind of adds to your larger goals. In addition to the Emporium, the market part of it, what are you doing with the rest of the building?
Yes, and it does come with a second building next to it on Jackson Street. So our current plans is primarily housing. That is one of the other shortfalls we have in downtown is affordable housing, good affordable housing. So we are revamping the majority of the Register into apartments. It'll be 2 and 3 bedroom units. We're hoping for around 20, but the architect is still working on that. And we are also, and this is relatively new, we're starting to look into doing a continuing education center to help local residents learn any skills that they need. I've got a lot of experience with technology and finance and banking, tax preparation, everything else. And then my wife is a genius, so I'm sure she'll be teaching a million things as well.
Oh, that's a fantastic way to give back to the community as well. Since we were talking about the building, I'd like to talk a little bit about the mural that's currently being painted. Because it looks like it's going on like 3 different portions of the building. I know it's called From Steel to Shoreline, A Century of Progress, Preservation, and Pride in Sandusky and Ohio. Yeah, the artwork, it looks like, is going to span 3 walls, all kind of facing Market Street, and it celebrates the city's legacy. What made you decide to cover the building in art?
We have absolutely had a great experience with murals. One of our other projects over on the other side of downtown on Washington Street is the apartment building with the giant birds and flowers mural.
Yes, beautiful building.
And the response we had with it and how much the people loved it, that was kind of our impetus that we should do this again. And this time we wanted to highlight the great things that have happened in our region. There's a lot of history in Sandusky, and not everybody knows that, in Erie County in general. So we wanted to do it. And if you look closely, I do make an appearance in the mural. There's a little kid on a 10-speed delivering newspapers.
No. Oh, I'm going to have to go over there and look for that when we're done. That's very, very cool. Speaking of the mural itself, I think that and this is just my opinion, but that's something that will draw people in as well. There will be people that will be interested from a historical perspective, like wanting to see all of the different things that are represented, in the mural. And then there are people that just appreciate artwork. And I know I've had visitors into our welcome center who just want to go see all the murals and take their pictures with it and, see all the beautiful art. So that will also bring people to your marketplace. So how many spots are available, or roughly how many different businesses or entrepreneurs are you able to then support within the market?
There are a couple of different setups that we'll have. Weekday setups will have less tables just because, generally speaking, there are less people who can work on a weekday. They have regular jobs too. So it'll be anywhere from 30 to 50 tables at any time. And then we also have space for 4 food trucks outside.
Oh, so there'll be a food element and a shopping element and possibly some education. And it sounds like you're really doing a lot there. You mentioned it being a good alternative to a convenience store. Can you expand on that portion of it? Are those going to be individual vendors as well, or is there going to be kind of a store open always?
There will actually be a store that'll be open during all office hours. An actual store. We'll actually be selling some of the products from our local downtown businesses as well. Most people in Sandusky have heard of Snacklebox.
Yes.
They'll be supplying some food for us to sell in the store. We'll be doing a lot of reselling for local vendors. And like I said, this whole thing is about making sure that Sandusky and the people of Sandusky have a place to sell their product. We also have a stage as well, so we'll be doing some film and music events.
Really? That was a part of it that I had not heard yet. So entertainment as well. Kind of got everything going on there. Another good aspect of it is that it kind of allows, from a farmer's market perspective, right, the fresh food, to have that year round. I mean, I know we have a great outdoor farmer's market during the warm months, but you plan to be open throughout the winter as well?
Yes, and we are partnering with the current farmers market to just expand their offering. So we do not want to replace it. I love going down to the farmers market. There's one gentleman, and I apologize to him ahead of time because I always forget his name, but he sells this Irish soda bread. It is amazing. I love that farmers market. We do not want to interrupt it, but we want to give those people a place that's other than Saturdays and the winter and the fall when downtown just can't do it outside because, Sandusky weather.
So you've already talked to a lot of those vendors, and do you anticipate some of those vendors then joining your market in the, kind of shoulder seasons?
Yes, and working directly with the city of Sandusky, to make sure that our timing doesn't interfere with their timing, and it's a partnership.
What are you looking at as far as open hours? Like, when do you think the Emporium will be operational?
It's definitely going to be malleable in the beginning, but more than likely it'll be kind of like a 9 to 9 type feel, especially with the businesses like a tattoo artist, a makeup studio, a hairdresser. They're going to want bigger hours than maybe somebody sitting at a table. So the hours is going to be wide open, and then people would be able to sell or work whenever they want to within those hours.
Sounds like it's going to be a really cool space. You and Mimi, you've been invested in the community for a number of years now. What other projects are you working on, and how do those connect to the goals behind the Emporium?
The Emporium is kind of it's our high point right now.
Okay.
We came in and we started with we would buy downtrodden homes that were on the verge of being torn down, and we'd fix them up to make affordable housing and expand that market as much as we could. And that was how we got our start. But the more we got into downtown, the more that we met the people. They've all become friends. We hang out on a regular basis. The community is amazing. And Sandusky Register was kind of our way of saying, you know what, let's try and bring it all into one place and do this huge project. So right now, all we're focused on is the Register. Get the marketplace up.
And I think I saw on your Facebook page that you do have plans for a ribbon cutting sometime this month?
Yes, we're hoping for the end of the month, but it'll probably end up being in the beginning of July. I know Mimi will make an official announcement on date, so I don't want to open my mouth and stick a foot in it. So, but it will be very soon.
So where can our listeners go to find out more information on the Emporium and find out when you're going to be opening?
Our main website is emporiumwestmarket.com. We'll have vendor information, times, all the information you need is going to be right there on that website. The Facebook page will always stay updated as well, but it will have social media links. Try and get the word out as much as we can.
Really looking forward to it. I definitely think that you're filling a need that the community needs. And I love the way that you're giving back. I think that's really cool. And I can't wait to see how it grows.
Thank you. It's been exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I noticed when you were giving your website, and it just kind of occurred to me, not only are you a market, but you're on West Market. So having the Emporium at West Market is very cool. I think we should, for those people that are listening that maybe don't know the Sandusky Register building, can you expand on where you're located?
So the Sandusky Register building, for those who don't know, a beautiful, beautiful Art Deco building. And it is on the corner of Jackson Street and Market Street.
I know a lot of people that come to the area are familiar with that. So you make sure that you stop by the Emporium and check it out.
Great parking options. And when we do summer concerts on Jackson Street Pier, we'll be right there joining in.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Alan, and we look forward to your grand opening.
Thank you very much. It was great being here.
Special thanks to Alan Chicotel from the Emporium at Market Street, and a reminder that all of July's episodes of The Shoreline will be brought to you by the Emporium. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can also find more information, including past episodes of the podcast, online at shoresandislands.com. We'll see you next time on The Shoreline.